Okay, so we are going to move on to working with the explicit formula for a geometric sequence. The question asks, what is the 10th term in the sequence 8, 12, 18, 27, 40.5? We could find the pattern here and just continue on till we got to the 10th term, but that doesn't really let us use the explicit formula or understand how that works. But what if I asked you to find the 100th term? You're not going to sit there and write out 99 terms until you got to the 100th term. So the explicit formula, the beauty of it is it does let you jump to any term in the sequence. It does not rely on the previous term like the recursive formula does. So in order to use the explicit formula, we need to write the explicit formula and then we can answer the question. So we have a little bit of background work to do. As a reminder, your explicit formula is a sub n equals your your first term times the common ratio raised to the n minus 1 power. So that came from our, you wrote that down in your vocab. We know that the first term is 8. What we don't know is the common ratio. So we're going to find the common ratio. Again, we know this is geometric. Well, I guess they didn't tell us it's geometric, so I am going to tell you that this is geometric. So we can find the common ratio by taking the second term, dividing it by the first term. 12 does not divide by 8, so let's reduce. We can divide those both by 4, and we get 3 halves. So our common ratio is 3 halves. And now we can write an explicit formula. A sub n equals our first term of 8 times our common ratio 3 halves raised to the n minus 1 power. Now we're going to use our explicit formula to find the 10th term. To find the 10th term, that's a sub 10. We're going to let n equal 10 to find the 10th term. So 8 times 3 halves raised to the 10 minus 1 power. So first, let's just simplify that exponent. 8 times 3 halves raised to the 9th power. And then from here, this is where I grab my calculator. And as long as I am using these parentheses, I can just type this in. 8 parentheses. 3 halves, you could just type in as 3 divided by 2 using your division button. Close your parentheses and then raise it to the 9th power. When we do that, we get 307 I'm just going to round to the nearest hundredth, 2 decimal places. And then we can just answer the question. Let's just put into context what we figured out. The 10th term of the sequence is 307.55. So that answers the question we were being asked.